It's interesting that I chose to put myself in this situation. I had an opportunity to travel along the road. I would have gone each day, maybe 4 or 5 miles, and then traveled back to the car, and then driven that distance and camped in the car. And I would have met up at the same spot. But those of you following the foot slog know that I've been looking forward to Skyline Drive coming up here pretty soon. I actually have already made it there, but I need to connect this segment that goes through this area here. So I could have done it on the road, but I chose instead to have a couple mile longer route that was going through trails instead of on the road, which meant that I would have to spend 2 nights alone away from the road in the woods. And I chose to because once I get to Skyline Drive, then hopefully I'll do the same thing. You know, I'll just hike in, hike back, drive up, hike in, hike back, drive up, and always be camping in my car. Or ideally, I'd have somebody else with me that could drop me off, and then I'd just meet them further down the road, but still camp in the car. So I chose to come out here willingly in the middle of nowhere. Actually, I've been in much more remote places, but it is remote, and I do feel quite isolated. The only people coming back in here are people on dirt bikes. I did see 4 of them today, but that's it. I think that hardly anybody hikes through this area. It's just, I mean, there's nothing special to see here other than, I mean, if you want isolation and adventure, it's a good spot for it. But because I chose to come out here and face the darkness myself, I've had to come to terms with an appropriate amount of fear when I'm by myself, when I know that no one is coming, that it's all up to me. That can be a little unsettling when I don't have 4 walls around me or a nice comfortable bed to sleep in. Exposed to the elements, I've had to come to grips with fear. And even as I'm talking now, I keep hearing snaps off in the woods. Hopefully it's just deer. In any case, I wanted to share a quote with you. This comes from, what is that book? Dune by Frank Herbert. And the main character has to go through a few trials that stir up a lot of fear in him. But this is one thing he says. He says, "I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it is gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain." Yeah, I pretty much don't do that at all. I pretty much just get scared and stay by the fire as long as possible. That's my plan. Yep, late into the night until I'm too tired to keep stoking the fire, and then hopefully I'll just let the Sandman take me.